We're good. We're live right now. I'm good. We're good.
Welcome everybody to Champions Live Sports Talk Show, Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. The sports part, we're pretty good at. The entertainment stuff, we make us do stuff as we go along. We're at the Comfort Inn on Rhode Island Road in Penn Hill. Should you be picking us up live and in real serious color. So if you're in the area, stop on by, drop on by anytime. Every other Thursday of the month. Last show here in March, 2 shows coming up in April, 2 shows coming up in May, so we'll give you those dates a little bit later. And here at Champions Live Sports Talk, we try to meet several objectives. Talk sports, make up some stuff if we don't know it, and have some fun along the way. We're joined by some really good people and some really great athletes. I hate to use the word former. It just makes us all seem so old. That being said, to my left, Bobby Franklin joins us. He's the all-time leading scorer at Point Park University, all-time leading scorer at some high school in Ohio. You know, we don't think much of Ohio in these parts, so he'll identify that down the road. He's a Connie Hawkins League Hall of Famer, and by Norm Nixon's account, should be still collecting his NBA checks, but as fate would have it. To his left, Coach Dr. Karen Hall, who is one of the all-time great basketball players from this area, preceding the WNBA. It's a well-known fact if she and Jennifer Bruce and several other ladies, Margot Hinton and several others had been in that limelight at the time, they'd be cashing checks on that level as well. She's a UNLV graduated where she was a star basketball player as well. David Freeman joins us tonight. He is a Slippery Rock grad, and you know, I'm a Slippery Rock grad, so that's just special in and of itself. Don't have to say a whole lot more about that. But David was a great basketball player at Slippery Rock, and is also a Connie Hawkins League Hall of Famer. And up until a short time ago, could have gave you a BMW at a real good price, but he's out of that business now, so he'll tell you more about that later. Brandon Walker joins us. He's a national writer, sports broadcaster, commentator, and knowledgeable about all things good. So we'll be talking to Brandon Warren Wilson, Connie Hawkins League Hall of Famer, who hails from Penn Hills High School, also my alma mater, and Cal State, and played some professional basketball overseas. And Mario Tempest, y'all should know Mario's out here. He limped in here after a triple bypass a couple of weeks ago. Matter of fact, you had a triple bypass on Monday. You're walking around already, huh?
Not quite Monday.
Not quite Monday?
St. Valentine's Day. Heart surgery and it's Valentine's.
Been a minute, but God bless him. He's here nonetheless. So let me just kick it off with this. Apparently, I'm the only Duquesne fan in the group. Well, it must be because ain't nobody else wearing nothing that says Duquesne but me. So be that as a man. You should know, on the eve of getting beat by Illinois, I went down to the bookstore. Bobby, you know, never go into a college bookstore if you don't plan on going broke. That's right. Because ain't nothing in there cheap. I went down there and spent $100 on a hat and shirt, period, and that's ready for the closet already. But look, they showed up. Yeah. So they did. Talk about somebody.
So, but today?
Well, we were talking about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Did you doze off there for a
No,
minute?
I think it was my mic. That was
Okay, well,
Oh yeah. They showed up. They did their thing in Omaha. Keith Darnbot, outgoing coach. Now I have to shout out. Now as of today, I'm a Duquesne fan because my cousin Drew Joyce III is now the head coach.
but their climb to the big dance. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'll say, the support that the university gave Coach Dambrot, because his seat wasn't always clear and cool like it was over the weekend, last weekend, with the NCAA. So they stuck with him and didn't change that position, because coaches and ADs are known to get that revolving door moving again, and they stay with Coach Dambrot. So I think that's one of the reasons why they were able to ascend to NCAAs.
And it should be noted, because it was probably a little bit of a shock to the Pittsburgh community and the basketball world. but I'm sure the Duquesne people knew that Coach's wife had been ill for some time, recovering and doing well, so prayers continue to go out to her, but I think it was his plan to get them through this season. And so after a 7-year run, you know, his dad played at Duquesne. He came back partly as a result of that, but promised that he would get Duquesne back to prominence. But let me just ask this question, and Bobby, you're going to answer this. After they beat BYU, they're feeling good about themselves. They have a sense that all things are possible. And in the big dance, Cinderella teams are known to do damage. In your basketball time, when you're getting ready for that next big game, what's it all about?
Mental preparation. Mental preparation. Staying focused in the moment. Making sure that you show up and get your job accomplished. Understanding your competitor. Identifying his weaknesses, understanding your strengths. Trying to expose his weaknesses, and and make sure you do the job that you're capable of doing. And I watched the Illinois game before Duquesne got to him, and I knew it would be it would have to be an exceptional game for them to beat him, because Illinois was extremely talented. And I still say, even with the score of the game, Duquesne showed up and showed Pittsburgh that, we do play good basketball here.
Well, I've noticed, especially with the resurgence of Pitt under Coach Cable, both those teams seem to be just lacking that necessary star. Like every NCAA team, every NBA team needs at least two to get to the goal. But NCAA team, you need 2 or 3 stars, bona fide players that can carry the weight. Duquesne is, in this run anyway, was 2 away from it. I would suggest that if any one of those top 3 players from Illinois was on the Duquesne team, they could have had an opportunity.
Yes, I agree with that. And the fact that the way the college system is set up now, with this portal where players can opt in and move around and transfer without delaying their playing time, it makes it extremely difficult for programs to establish stability over time, because as young kids, as we know, young kids, they could have a bad game and they go to the locker room, and the next thing they're doing, the coach might discipline them or tell them things they don't want to hear. They can opt out and be gone with no penalty at all of moving from one program to another. And that makes it extremely difficult for kids and coaches to, I guess, build a program of stability over time.
Dave, what do you do in the heat of the moment? You're playing, you're going into a game that nobody expects you to win. You're Duquesne University playing University of Illinois, Big Ten, big time, huge competition, and you're down 30-9 in the first 10 minutes of the game. What do you do? As a player, how do you recruit? What do you do?
So as a player, I think that the biggest thing is you have to appreciate the moment, right? So you've done all the prep work, you've watched the film, you've practiced, and this is what you've dreamt about since you were a kid playing in the backyard. So you just have to be in the moment. I've been in situations, obviously not on that level, where it's like, what are we doing here? It's like we didn't come here to, we don't want to be embarrassed, but you want to put out an effort that you can be proud of. So you get to a point where they're bigger, they're stronger, maybe they shoot better, but we're going to go out here and we're going to say that Duquesne team came out and they did the best they could do.
Does cold water and a slap in the face help?
Sometimes the coach has to light a fire under the players. The players have to have that in locker room leader that pulls them together, and because it's easy whenever you're down that much to start blaming each other, right? It's easy to start pointing the finger. So you got to have that court general.
It's especially easy to blame Day when he keeps jacking up threes and trying to find, at least find a lane to the hoop on some occasion to get found. As if the cat ain't scared to put it up again and again and again. Well, look, that being said, they did the best they could. Pitt didn't get a shot in, but Coach Hall, my concern is, should Pitt have turned down the NIT invitation? When you didn't get invited to the big dance, you got robbed of a spot in the big dance, admittedly so, but doesn't go into the NIT allow you to represent, and more importantly, doesn't it give your team a chance to come closer together, to adhere better, to get ready for the next season, to get some national prominence?
Yeah, national prominence is like one of the biggest factors. I mean, you're finishing well, right? You finish well, your guys are on a high, you're feeling good about your team and your staff, and then you say no. That's the big letting the air out of the balloon, right? Where everybody's up, everyone's up, and then there's a no. Is there no because you're not going to MSG? I mean, you're still playing at a high level. And that is a huge factor for your players, for your seniors, right? They put it all on the line.
And I wonder if they took a vote or if a decision was made. Because I would also think that the administration and the AD and the chancellor would all want to take advantage of that national recognition.
I would disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree.
Is it because your cousin is a new coach?
No, as we talked about, he talked about earlier, just talked about,
Excuse me.
now it's about
Excuse me
recruiting.
1 second. When you address legends, when legends talk about what's his name, that's Bobby Franklin, man.
Okay, Mr. Franklin said, it's about transfer portal. Now you're recruiting now. So any opportunity you're recruiting is missing out on a player. So if you're playing games, I know it's notoriety and beat still playing games in the next year. It's not guaranteed. That the team's gonna be out. This is a professional league now.
But what does that have to do with taking advantage of the moment?
It's not. It's you can take advantage of the moment, but I'm telling you why I disagree with that part. I understand that part, but I disagree with the part because it's now you're recruiting now. It's a professional sport, right? We want
They
to talk
couldn't
about
recruit
it.
after they won the game at the NIT?
They can, but if you're on the road, you got to be on the road.
If you're in a locker room, right, your team's on a high, you're playing well, and you have an opportunity to go to the NIT. NCAA is no longer, you didn't make it, right? So as a former player, as a former senior, you want to be able to be in that locker room with your guys and your gals and say, hey, coach, we want to go. Coach, no, we don't want to go. Coaches are recruiting every day anyways. So recruiting never stops. So whether you're NIT, NCAA, Final Four, recruiting is going on. So the fact that it's my last game and coaches are saying no, hopefully with the team vote, right? You guys jump in, you guys were in those locker rooms as well. And if we say no, then we all say no, not just the seniors. So the recruiting factor is not even in the answer. From my standpoint of view as a former coach, former player, the whole bit, you want to play. And if the administration says, hey, on the financial side, let's sit that one out, that's a different story because it's coming from above.
And it was a little bit like I'm taking my ball and going home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if Jeff Capel, I mean, we don't know who made the decision. We don't know if there was a vote, if Jeff Capel made the decision, if the coaching staff, if the administration, if they thought it was, because we know money wasn't a factor. So yeah, I just think it's a mistake to pass on that. But here's another mistake that we keep making, we collectively. All of us, everybody in the room, everybody in Pittsburgh, everybody in Western Pennsylvania, everybody that we keep thinking that the Pirates are actually going to have a team. Every year. But I'm just saying, every year. Now, they got us fooled again. Mario, they led the Grapefruit League in home runs. Cruz is just electrifying everybody. He's a 6'4" shortstop that covers from second to third base with one stride. He's knocking the cover off the ball. They think they have a catcher in Davis. They got a young pitcher that they really should not hold back at all as bad as they need pitching. And then Keller is all set to be the ace. But we all know that 9 games in, they're going to start losing and lose until the end of the season. What are we to do?
Under normal circumstances, I would always say they were going to have a great season because they're my favorite team, and I just thought that way. But this year's a little different. I believe that they did make a mistake by not bringing schemes up.
Say that again.
They made a mistake by not bringing him up at the beginning of the year. Because if you notice, they had Jared Jones come up as a rookie. So if they're not afraid to lose him with that, another year of eligibility or whatever they go into, why would they not want to start with a good start while Neil Cruz is healthy, everybody's healthy? Why would they keep him back?
And what do they think the secret is in holding Steve's back? What is it that they're trying to save his arm?
It's super too
Super tool. they get an extra year of eligibility out of him. If they keep him down there until I think it's the middle of June,
All right.
they get an extra year out of him.
Good point.
However, they could be thinking smartly also, he pitched a lot of innings last year with the championship with LSU. So he's not used to pitching 200 plus innings. They might be doing something smart for once. If they're holding him back, he's gonna pitch a little less against a little less competition in the minor leagues. That might be good for his ego and for his psyche. They might be doing something right this year.
You're suggesting the Pirates actually know what they're doing?
This time, they might. I'm upset by it as a fan, but as a business and for his health reasons, they might be making the right decision.
Projected wins this year, Brandon, what do you think?
They had 76 last year. Cruz hurt most of the year. I think he's gonna make a difference. I think he's really gonna make a difference. I think, I'm not gonna say 90 wins, we ain't crazy up here. I'll say 85 wins, which can win you the NL Central. Because Milwaukee lost their manager, they lost a lot. St. Louis is St. Louis, they'll be better. Cincinnati, I ain't impressed by them. And Chicago Cubs, we don't know. They spent money. They got Milwaukee's manager, so they have a shot. They have a prayer.
You got 85 games on your list.
85
What do you think,
wins.
Mary? How many?
85 is a good number, and the reason why it's a good number, 2 teams last year had 84 wins, went to the playoffs. Miami was one of them, and Arizona was the other, went the whole way to the World Series. So 84, 85 is a good number.
So to any and everybody out there that might believe in your Pittsburgh Pirates, I would offer that it's still fool's gold.
Until proven otherwise.
Until proven
Just like
otherwise.
the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, they
Ooh.
and you know where they will fall short, because it's an old adage, pitching wins baseball games, period, end of story. And come mid-season, when they fall short of quality pitching, is when they start to take their dip. They will start out strong, as they normally do, and they'll win 9 out of 12, 15 out of 21 games, and then they'll start to dip, because pitching is the answer to the question.
Paul Skeens could be the answer, a big answer.
We hope. And the fact that your cousin is the coach of the Duquesne basketball team. Listen, so here's what some people don't understand that I continue to defend. If you check the Pitt University record books, you will find that the second greatest quarterback in Pitt history is not all the other guys you think. The second greatest quarterback in Pitt history, Sam McGill, is Kenny Pickett. In most every category behind Dan Marino. And you don't get invited to the Heisman just because you're good looking. You get invited because your stats tell the story. You put that with the fact that he was handed the starting job with a weak offensive line, with a terrible offensive coach, and he won 8 out of 9 of the ending season games. But that got forgotten, Bobby. I didn't mean to wake you up. That got forgotten. And then you come into the next season where he's told he's the starter, and then Trubisky gets lied to. Rudolph gets lied to by whoever told the lie, and then Pickett gets hurt and told, because the Steelers said you don't lose a job by injury. He comes back off an injury and not giving his job back. And contrary to what people believe, Sam McGill, it wasn't that he was had a nasty attitude. He simply said, I'm not going to be the third string quarterback in a game that you're not going to use me. I'm not going to get shot up with the drugs required to do that, and the chances of me playing are slim and none. So as a result, that's set the bad blood in motion, and here we are with Russell Wilson, handed the job. Kenny's lied to again, because he was told he was a start. It wouldn't make no difference to say we're going into camp for competing for the starting job, because that was a lie last year too. So Pickett wouldn't believe that. All that to say, Kenny got robbed, got sent to Philly. He'll never be heard from again. Jalen Hurts is a physical fitness freak, and probably never comes out of a game or gets hurt. And We got Russell Wilson and Fields. Would say somebody.
Are we better? I would say yes.
By how much?
So hold on, let me go back. Now David Freeman trying to make me look bad. So you want to wipe out my whole dissertation with just one question? Are we better? Yeah, damn it, we're better. Says Sam McGee on the other.
I think the biggest mistake was after he sat out those last final games from his injury, they asked him if he learned anything while he was on the sidelines, and he said no.
True.
Yeah.
That was
That was
the
not good
telltale
for
right
any
there.
team, whether it's Pittsburgh Steelers, whether it's baseball, basketball. When you have an answer like that, that's not.
That's a bad attitude answer.
And especially when the team has been struggling. I
Absolutely.
mean, you have to buy into the fact that, hey, no matter who's out there performing and if they're performing well, there's always something to learn. And when he shut that down, I told my wife at that point, he's done
And you can't be sour when your team's winning.
it. True.
Right? That's the other point of it that's bad.
So it's okay for Bubby Brister to say I ain't playing back up to nobody, but Kenny Pickett can't say it. Oh no, they said Bubby Brister package.
He wasn't their number one pick either. That's true.
Yeah, right.
All right, so projection moving forward. We got a new starting quarterback. We got a new backup quarterback. Brandon, we got a new linebacker that we desperately need to fill the hole in the middle. We got a new cornerback. Lord knows we got a new punter. They got a guy now that can actually punt a ball more than 20 yards on the regular. This is a brand new team, Brandon. What's it look like projection-wise for you?
I told at 110. I gotta see the draft. I'm sorry. Everything is I don't judge it until after the draft. But if you wanna point the gun at me, it's probably gonna be the same record right now.
What are they going to be looking for in the draft? Obviously a center,
A center,
maybe another wide
a
receiver.
wide receiver. I would go tackle. If you wanna go on that Dan Moore train, go ahead. I wouldn't, but
I was hoping Dan Moore was on the same bus leaving town that Kenny Pickett was on.
well, he's not. So he's still your A tackle. But if you can live with him, draft the center, get that wide receiver, which is I like that Quay Walker's from North Carolina, so that'll be a good fit. That'll complement Pickens and Calvin Austin. Had the center out Oregon. You get him first, then you get a receiver second. Third round, I would still get another linebacker. You can never have too many linebackers or corner.
Or cornerbacks, because they got hit real hard in injury department last year. So coming down the line, Mario, your prediction, I got them at 12 wins next year. I think this is a brand new team. I think Omar Khan has got his finger on the pulse of today's football, and he's changed the climate that the Roonies now are seemingly paying attention to. And they've left that old school mentality that they've got to follow a certain path to glory. And so,
I agree with that. I think the biggest steal was getting Patrick Queen. That was very important. And also, I don't know if you've been following the new kickoff rule. They picked up that running back from Atlanta Falcons. 1/3 of the game is special teams.
and he leads the
He is
NFL
special.
all time in return
That's gonna
kickoffs.
be real big.
And that's under the radar, but that's a heck of a move to pick that guy up. And I'm glad they brought that back, man, because kickoffs are boring. They're just boring. They need to have that back in the game for electric. Yes, sir, Brandon.
Oh, matter of fact, I forgot all about that. I will say right now 11.
You don't get to do it. No,
I forgot. I forgot that detail. I'll say 11.
no, he's like, excuse me, let me roll the dice again. I didn't like it. No, you don't get to do it. What you got, Dave?
I had a quick question. So, relative to the new rules, did I also hear that now you have to announce if you're going to onside kick?
No
Is that-
onside kicks.
No onside
None
kicks
at
at all.
all.
So that's completely eliminated.
They got eliminated totally.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
Why? Anybody?
More excitement. They want you to run the ball. They want you more scoring.
I think
it's
the
less scoring.
onside kick is exciting in and of itself.
It used to be.
no one
more?
ever recovers from it.
Yeah.
Injury?
Yeah, that too. But you're better off probably going 4th and 12 anyway from the 25. That's what they're
That's
doing.
exciting.
Yeah.
That is.
How many wins you got to pick for, Dave?
11.
Dr. Hall?
God bless them.
So while you have this moment, Would you like to say something?
Well, no, I'm totally a Mike Tomlin fan.
But hold on, before you
Have
get
been
there.
since he arrived in
I'm gonna
Pittsburgh.
put you on the show
I'm
anyway.
excited about Russell Wilson.
Oh, you a Steeler fan now?
No, I didn't say all that. I didn't say that. But I am excited about Russell Wilson. He's just not a new quarterback. He's a Super Bowl tested quarterback.
Absolutely.
So other than Pete Carroll and that crazy call when everybody in the country knew that Marshall Lynch was going to get the ball, he was the only one that forgot that. But Russell's tested. So, I'm hoping that they move past where they were the last Ben Roethlisberger years and get back to Steelers football where it's exciting, where they have an opportunity to win, where the outcome isn't known before halftime. So that's my 2 cents.
And not that I speak of this personally, but on behalf of all the other men in Pittsburgh, and his wife is fine. Who's wife? Russell's wife. Sierra, whew.
You're getting off topic. Can we get back to the sports,
If you
please?
doze off again, Russell's wife, Sierra.
Can we get back to the sports, please?
Oh, that's not a hot topic. Oh, wait, I'm the only guy up here thinking about Sierra. I'm the bad guy.
All I can tell you, from my view of the Steelers, is that Steelers have to get back to Steelers football. I know the game has changed and it's revolving around guys throwing the ball 40 to 50 times. The Steelers need to play controlled football. They can run, if they can run the ball, it'll make Russell Wilson a much more effective quarterback.
Absolutely.
And they have to get back to that. Plus, they exploited the offense so bad last year because the offensive coordinator and guys wasn't doing their job. The defense wasn't holding up their side of the field either. Guys was running all over the place and throwing passes all over the place. So, but the offense got all of the.
But when the
bad
offensive
press.
coordinator was let go, then what happened? Because everybody got exploited.
Yeah.
So offensive coordinator is horrible. Okay, go on. So who we blaming now?
Right.
You just blame the quarterback. That's what they blame. Like
They didn't
Bobby
blame
said that they would need to get back to power football. They have been doing it. They just wasn't good at doing it. They were-
Does power football win Super Bowls anymore?
No.
That's my point. And as much as I love the hard-nosed football, you gotta go with what all the rules, everything in the NFL right now is leaning towards offense. They want splash play. They want stuff down the field, right? That's what's gonna, besides having Taylor Swift in the box, that's what's gonna get you playoff wins, You gotta be able to score.
So we're just gonna dismiss the whole Sierra thing. My point.
Great job, Dave. Great
Well,
job.
while we're dismissing stuff, so would you like to offer how and why you're a Cowboy fan living here in the city? I put you where,
Wait,
I
I've been a Cowboy
exposed you. I
fan.
exposed you.
From back when Tom Landry was the coach. So it's
way back.
it's not jumping on any bandwagons. I was with him when we were winning, when we were horrible, when we couldn't even be seen. I was still with
Do
him.
you have Cowboy gear? That's what people want to know. Ooh.
No.
Oh, all right.
We talked about the team. We didn't talk about my gear.
All right, we're gonna talk
So I'm
about.
still with the
We're
Cowboys.
gonna talk about that and some other stuff. We're gonna
Yeah,
come back in
thank
a few
you.
minutes and do a one-on-one with David Freeman, and a one-on-one with Renee Giles, and then a one-on-one with Bobby Franklin. So we got a triple threat going on here today. We'll be right back in a few moments. Don't go away.
We're still live. So we're not ending the live,
You
so,
have to end it.
all right, if you want me to end it, I'll end it.
Yeah, well, of course.
I can't pause it. I gotta kill it.